Do you remember the first time that you saw what greatness was? And if you do, how did it make you feel when you saw it?
I don't know if it's necessarily a particular moment. For me, it was my parents just always being there and being supportive and making sure that me and my sister and my daughters now and my nephew, that you set your goals extremely high. You set them high and you can achieve it. And having someone with the positive attitude that is closest to you, that's how I viewed greatness. So I don't know if there's one necessarily moment.
Misty, was there an example for you? And do you think that people truly understand the sacrifice that goes into the greatness that you've been able to achieve?
I mean, it's hard to say. You know, everyone has their own experience of what that means, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice to get to, you know, where we are. I think back to before I even started dancing, learning about this gymnast Nadia Comaneci, who was the first to achieve a perfect 10, and seeing this downfall that she had and an eating disorder and how she kind of picked herself back up. That was the first time I saw an example of what it meant to achieve something when I learned of Raven Wilkinson, who was the first black ballerina to dance in a major elite white company in the 1950s. Getting to know her, finding out she lived a block away from me and becoming a friend of hers and seeing her as a mentor and seeing her perseverance and commitment to an art form that rejected her over and over again, and the fact that she's still continued to achieve greatness within this incredibly difficult world to exist in as a black ballerina.
Did you have any meaningful moments that helped shape your character?
I think about the journey of my career. Of course, there have been injuries and adversities, you know, people telling me there's no way that I can get back on stage after having 6 stress fractures in my tibia at 29 years old, that I would ever come back and become a principal dancer. Having moments like that have definitely built my character, and knowing that I shouldn't ever set boundaries for myself. I've never walked on the same path as anyone else who's come before me. I feel like going through those hardships have definitely, you know, revealed, I guess, as you're saying, you know, the strength and power that I maybe didn't know I had inside of me.
What goes through your mind before you start to perform? What mental mindset do you get yourself to?
To be in rehearsals day in and day out, and I enjoy that journey, and so it never feels like I'm kind of gearing up and preparing my mind. Like I'm enjoying this beautiful process of being in the studio, which is a sacred space for me, and then being on stage, which is a sacred space for me. So I always think of rehearsals as a performance. Every single morning, waking up, going into the studio, rehearsing, it's just being present and being able to enjoy what I'm doing. And the more prepared you are, the more that you can be present and enjoy those moments. And know that no matter what I do on the stage, being there and being in this brown body on that stage is going to inspire so many young people that are there. And so that helps me to really stay present and enjoy what I'm doing.
Another thing, though, is not being afraid to fail. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what's the worst that can happen? Like I play a sport where, you know, you fail 70% of the time, you're in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? There's instead of what's the other occupation? A weatherman? That's the only person that keeps their job. Yeah, seriously, failing that much, right? But you know, you can't be afraid to fail. And you know, you just draw on all the times that you've had success, and that's what you think about when you're going through a certain situation. You know, you actually playing to win as opposed to playing not to lose. You know?
I watch you both and what you do, and Derek, what you do with these kids. How do you talk to them about the lessons that you learn through sport and help them translate that to their everyday lives? Because it's all applicable.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest lesson that you can tell someone is that you're going to fail. It's inevitable, it's coming, you're going to fail. You know, you win or you learn, right? So you got to continue to learn, and that's how you take it to the next level.
For me, it's been about being my own champion as well, and digging deep, and again, knowing that success looks like so many different things. I think about the journey of so many black ballerinas that we don't know, like so many people don't know their names, but they've all impacted our communities. They've all impacted the ballet world in different ways. And just because they didn't make it to major companies and we don't know their names doesn't mean that's not success.